the bank isn't qualifying you for a loan. There's already a loan in place. You're simply taking over the monthly payments. Sub-2 financing. So we have a $400,000 house, but there's a $300,000 mortgage already on it, okay? Now, this is a scenario where we can't get seller financing because they owe the bank $300,000. In this scenario, we're going to use a creative strategy called subject to financing. Okay, I want you to write this down. Now, you'll hear it, the industry jargon around this is what's called sub-to. And all that means is subject to the underlying financing. Now, in a sub-to transaction, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and take over the seller's monthly payments. So it's a $400,000 house, and the seller has a $300,000 first mortgage with Bank of America at 5% interest, and their monthly payment is $2,600 a month. Well, I'm going to buy that house, and I'm going to agree to send $2,600 every month to Bank of America, and I am now paying the seller's mortgage. Now, this is called sub-to. So I'm taking over the loan subject to, I am buying the house, but I'm buying it subject to the existing mortgage. Now, the mortgage is going to stay in the seller's name because they're the one who has an agreement with Bank of America, but I'm going to buy the house from that seller, and the title will transfer to me. So if anybody looks at who the owner of that property is and they look at the title, it's me, right? I'm the title holder, but the loan remains in the seller's name. Now, a lot of you are going, well, wait a minute, Lee, you're buying that house for $400,000. That seller owes the bank $300,000. Where are you going to get the $100,000 down? Well, this is where we get to combine the strategies, where we're going to use sub-to financing for the $300,000, where we take over the bank with Bank of America, but then we're going to use seller financing for the other $100,000. And so we're going to ask the seller to carry a second mortgage. So we have the $300,000 Bank of America first, and we have the $100,000 seller financed second. And now we're going to make 2 monthly payments every month when we acquire that property. 1 to the seller's bank and 2 to the seller directly. Well, Lee, if we have 2 mortgage payments and one is $2,600 and the other is, let's call it $500, we have $3,100 a month in expense. Right. Now, what do we do with it? Well, if we're buying this house for $400,000, it would be my expectation that the house is worth at least $550,000 to $600,000, because as a real estate investor, you guys, we rarely, if ever, pay retail. So if we're buying a $600,000 house for $400,000, we have $200,000 in equity, which means we now could sell that property for profit. We could rent that house out to cover the monthly mortgage payments and get us some surplus funds. There's a lot of options that we have with that property. So sub-to buying is a tremendous strategy. So don't let the fact that there's an existing mortgage on title deter you from pursuing that transaction. Because sub-to, I can't even tell you how many houses I have bought using that strategy. And the great part is they never check your credit. Doesn't matter if you're employed or not. Doesn't matter if you've been through bankruptcy or divorce or any of those things, because the bank isn't qualifying you for a loan. There's already a loan in place. You're simply taking over the monthly payments. Sub-to financing.